Good afternoon guys, it's Phil back again, second video for the day. You would have seen the last one I just uploaded not long ago in the area where we're camping. So that's where we are right now. Stephen and Annie from FJ Camping and Touring, and he just so happens to own something similar to this, and it's called a 30-second awning, and I'm going to do a comparison video between the two. So I'm going to set this up and show you how I set these up, okay? So you would have seen this before, so you know how quick these are to set up. For those that haven't seen this set up this before, I'm going to show you right now. And that's all you do, guys. And then you got this little flap up here. That's it. So she's all set up. I don't know how many seconds that took, but it's very quick. Here we are, less than 20 seconds. Steve was actually filming that. Less than 20 seconds. Okay, so another thing, guys, just check this out. The wind is actually picked up right now, and you can see this has hardly moved that whatsoever. So it's quite a fair bit of wind building up now. You probably can't hear it because I'm on my mic. You can see it's got the drop down legs. So all you do, if the wind picks up too strong, whack the drop down legs on. I've already got some pegs down here. Now they say it's a safety feature. You should always mount this if you're going away for the day or somewhere, or overnight. As quick as that, you just add the rope on here and that's it, and that'll make sure that's secure. But guys, it's going to take a strong breeze to knock that. Now I want you to have a good look at this. So we've got the 30-second awning over there on Steve's FJ Camping and Touring vehicle, and we're going to set that up. I'm going to have a closer look between the two. But the canvas, immediately what I've noticed is that mine's got a stronger canvas on it. It's a more heavy duty canvas than what Stephen's is. I noticed the bar is slightly more heavy duty, and guys, to be honest, you're going to expect that because these retail for something like $1,600–1,700, okay? And Stephen's, what's that, $1,000?
Yeah, I think they're 1,000, yeah.
$1,000. So guys, you're going to expect some difference. So you're going to expect this is going to be stronger. Now last night we were sitting here. Stephen had his set up right beside me here, okay? And I was watching this, and the wind picked up quite a fair bit at one stage. This was solid. This was not moving, but Stephen's was. Okay, Stephen's was moving. So this will handle a bit more stronger wind without putting your legs down than what Stephen's would. I can, guys, to be honest, most of the time I've used this, I've never bothered with the legs. I only put the legs down overnight just in case we get a wicked wild storm that come through, and in this part of the country there's every chance that will happen. So have a look. Look at the mounts here. Can you see that? So we're going to go over and set Stephen's up shortly. I'll get Stephen to do that. Okay, have a look at this, the way that's made up. And we're going to go over to compare it. See this, how this is made up over here. Now, it looks very similar to what Stephen's is. So, loving this awning. You saw how quick it is. It's got the zip, so I can quickly put the walls up. That's another thing with this one. The walls come straight down. I'm not sure with they come out in an angle. The walls come up on that one, go out at an angle. And guys, there's nothing wrong with that. I think I like that system because, to be fair, it's actually got a little bit of where the breeze can fly up over it, where mine is just hits straight on. So I haven't tested it in camping conditions, although I do have the walls here. I chosen not to put the walls up because it's not so cold here, and plus we're going to fold this up tomorrow and go for a nice little drive around the area here. Another thing, guys, if you notice the way this is, you saw how quick I had that set up. It's because of these tough touring brackets. Now I have showed you these tough touring brackets before, so I don't have the additional clip on here to pull that tight. It just swings down nice on there. It also saved me from having to put a pole here as well, but that makes it a lot quicker. So these tough touring brackets, they're manufactured in Australia down at a place down in Melbourne, obviously called Tough Touring, because you have a look here, that's their emblem. So they make mounting brackets to suit certain different rooftop tents, but even if you don't have a rooftop tent, they have a mounting system where you can put them on your just a normal roof bar system as well. And you have a look here, you can see there how that's made there, prop rivet on there, on the side here as well, you can see how that's mounted on there. So that's really important, makes it really secure. So what we're going to do now, we're going to swap around. Stephen's going to be in front of the camera, I'm going to be behind the camera, and let's have a look and see how you set up the 30-second awning. Alright, go whenever you're ready.
Hi guys, Steve here from FJ Camping and Touring. Well, we've just seen Phil pull his Ostrichwing out. I've got the 30-second awning. It's a little bit different, so we'll get in and show you how it unpacks, eh? So, same thing, just got a flap there, a zip. One thing I have noticed, the bag on this one's a little bit more unuser friendly, as in this one's a thicker plastic and Phil's is just a light ripstop canvas. So you got to flick it over, and also mine's got 3 Velcro clips on it. Phil's has got 1 clip in the middle. So that's about it. You just grab hold of the rope, walk it out, and that's it. Now I've got to try and hook this little clip on, which is always a little bit harder with my vehicle because I haven't got a clip piece like Phil's got with his Tough Touring over there. So I've got to try and reach up in here and clip that on, and then pull this clip out to suit the do up time, and then pull that tight. That's nearly basically it. Again, I have the same little lift up piece, and that's it. Like with Phil's, I have the same sort of leg setup. Like Phil said, I always put them down. You don't need to, this is a freestanding awning. You don't need to put them down. I think they do say 25 km/h winds or something like that, but I always try and just put the legs down just as a bit of security. And like Phil, I always tie them down just about any time we're camping and we use it. If you're just stopping for a quick stop and having lunch or something like that, I wouldn't really worry about it. But if you're camping for any significant time, I would definitely do it. That's it. So what I noticed difference about mine to yours straight off is these, like you said, this is a much cheaper price of an awning. It's basically, that was the first one that was ever made, and I'm pretty sure these are a copy. They have made these bars a little bit thinner, and on yours this A-frame runs all the way down to the end of the point there, whereas mine stops here just behind the mounting bracket under the canvas. Whether that's good, bad or indifferent, I don't know. It hasn't let me down. I've had this awning for over 6 years or longer, I think. It's held up pretty good. It's taken a little bit of a beating over the time. I've had to put other things onto it and brackets, and you can see this aluminium channel here is a little bit different. I've had it on different vehicles and had to move it and things like that. And what I do notice about this though, because this is a lighter canvas, when I get in rainstorms, the water tends to pool just here, because there's a little, like Phil said, there's a little bit of sag in this material here, and the water does pool here and sometimes just over here it gets a bit of pooling. Another thing too, which I just noticed on Phil's, which is different to mine. When it came out, it had these waterproof pieces glued on all the seams on all the rooftop tent. This is the last piece hanging on there. All the rest has fallen off. I pulled it all off because it was all hanging down. It's some sort of tape or something that they use when they sew the canvas together, and it was still all on the tent. It hasn't seemed to have affected it, but it was just one of the things that I noticed. It's got a, like I said, a full wall kit that zips on. It's made of the same material, and the walls actually go down on nearly a 30-degree angle. And it does make this a really big area, because instead of the walls being down there, they come out to here, and it just makes this area really big. So if you're putting a swag or tables or anything under here, it'd be really good for camping.
Thank you, Stephen, for showing me this awesome. Now, it all depends on your budget. Okay, so I get this question asked of me a lot. What's the difference between this and the original Ostrichwing? Okay, both are from South Africa. All right, these are South African products, and I think South Africa make really good products. Like my rooftop tent is from South Africa. Mine is the original. I think they started making them back in 2008, if I recall. The first of the freestanding 270-degree awnings made, and then obviously other companies started coming in, making their own designs, making a few refinements. So this is basically great awning, but it is made to a price, whereas mine is not made to a price. So if you can afford it, it's awesome. I do find it's a bit stronger, as you can see, the bars here. Okay, this one's not quite as heavy duty, and I noticed it, we both noticed it last night when we were sitting down, when there was some strong winds coming. And in fact, at the time, Steve even had one of these poles pegged out onto the ground. I didn't have any of mine. Mine was solid. It didn't move at all. Whereas Stephen's, I noticed there was some flex. I mean, you can see there. You see that, guys? There is some flex there. Now, mind you, this is 6 years old as well. So it's a good life. He's had a good run of it. And it's doing the job. It's kept him dry, so you look after it. It will still rain. It's just that the only difference is got to put these poles down more often than you do with mine. Let's shoot off, go back and have one more look at mine. You can see the bar. You see how much thicker that is here. Runs all the way down. You see it's got double bars all the way here. You can see how solid that is. Particularly that one. I won't move that one. So now one more thing I didn't take any notice with Stevens is your drop down legs similar to this, how they just pop into, you have a look, see how they pop in there? It is. So Stephen just nodded to me there. I think that's a good thing. I don't mind that idea. So see how it's just like a ball and socket, how it just fits in there, and how these, you tie them up, see the Velcro there? So got the legs included, and that's the beauty with these. Not only, most of the time you don't have to use these legs, and when you do need them, they're right there, easy accessible. You do not have to store them in the vehicle. So guys, hopefully that's answered some of your questions out there. I've had quite a few people that have asked me the difference between these two. So we've finally got these two together so we can see exactly what the difference is. So they're both great awnings. You will not go wrong if you go and get one of those. There's nothing wrong with them. They're made to a price point, but one thing is that I've had this in storms, etc., and I've had no pooling on this. Now I'd put that down to, I notice it's a lot tighter fit. You look at the canvas, so have a look here, whereas yours was a bit loose in these sections. This here, you can tell, look at that. Look how tight there is. So and it doesn't stretch like some of the weaker materials that you get. What happens once you get a certain amount of water stretch, they bowl and they'll stretch and they'll hold water. So this one doesn't tend to do that. It stores just a little bit of water on the end here. All you do is just flick like that and it just goes off. And a lot of people that own me, they go and buy those little clips you can get from eBay and put them on here and just poke them out. Poke them out. What you do, you can poke in the ground. If the ground's soft enough, just poke it in. Peg into the ground. And if you're concerned about that, you'll eliminate that. But I've had this in a fair bit of rain and I haven't had any pooling issues with this, even without the poles down. Now, you do need to, if you're using the walls, it is obviously recommended to use the poles then. You definitely, every time you put the walls out, you want to use the poles. So guys, if there's any questions, just ask. I'll do my best to answer below. Thank you for Stephen. It's showing me your awning. That's good. Just giving it a big thumbs up. So that's awesome. This is quicker to set up than what Stephen's is. Mainly, guys, because of this tough touring brackets. I had no cables, I had no ropes to deal with. That makes a big difference. Australian manufactured, so we know how we like that. So the tough touring brackets, check them out. Go and just do a Google search and check those out. It makes it so much easier, quicker. And the thing is, you never have to worry about, is this tension right? Is this not? It's always tensioned perfectly right just there. And you can see it's set up pretty tight. That's what I love about this. Heavy canvas and it sets up tight. Another thing Stephen did bring up, and I actually like this better than what the 30 seconds have. I love how it's only got one strap. Less stuffing around. I love how it's got the clips. No Velcro to worry about. That wears out. I just fold it in. I reach the top part, pull that in, pull that, and it's tight. And it's not in the way ever. Good quality canvas for the bag. And I've had this in downpouring rain and I've never had water go inside. The backing plate's slightly different. This is more solid material. Stephen's had grooves in it. This here looks very similar to yours. If you look at it, you hardly notice any difference. But I think I noticed that Steve's might be, because he's 6 years old, he's used it for so long. I think there's a little bit of wear there.
Yeah, I think it's just worn a little bit from you.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of wear there. And to be honest, that could be why Stephen's was moving a bit more and this one was more solid. Because you can see there how solid that is. And it also depends on your mounting system. So this is mounted to solid. So it's really important when you got these 270-degree freestanding awnings, the way it's mounted to your vehicle, it needs a solid mount. Really important. That's where tough touring comes in. So you got that good solid mount, you won't have any issues there as well. So guys, thanks for watching. So look after yourself. Be kind to everyone. Please subscribe, and to Stephen's channel as well. Please subscribe from FJ Camping and Touring. That's it. And of course my channel, Phil's 4x4 Touring and Equipment. And I remembered it. I actually forgot what my YouTube channel name was called just before. So it's quite funny. Check out one of Steve's videos. He uploads about the same time as this. I think you'll find some funny bloopers on the end there. Yes, he's going to put him in. I hope he does, because it's kind of funny. It'll be a good laugh. I can't wait to watch it myself. So guys, until next time, cheers. Hey, look after yourself. Bye.